What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the tavern. I'm Spencer.
And I think I'm Eli.
Thanks. And this is probably Bardic Blunders. Um, wish you told me about the bit before we started the show. That would have been more coherent. I wouldn't have had to come up with something on the fly. Um, so, so it was today we've got a few interesting topics. One uh that I think is quite surprising to everyone who is in the Stardew Valley sphere, and that's the fact that the game is getting another update.
It has been confirmed that update 1.7 is a real thing.
1.7 is real. From the man himself, Concerned Ape, posted it on Twitter 3 days ago now.
He made a comment like, "Hey, I don't want." It's like, I love the game. I'm gonna keep building into it. Update will be coming.
Yeah,
It's like all he added.
I revealed this at the concert last night, and now the cat's out of the bag, so I will confirm for everyone. There will be a Stardew Valley 1.7 update. No release date, no estimate, but it's happening. And then an image of what I can only assume is like MS Paint or something, channeling his inner pirate software, to that says there will be a Stardew Valley 1.7 update. Concerned Ape. So it is confirmed. We don't know anything that's going to be in it. We don't know when it will be out. We don't really know much at all.
We don't know shit about it.
But I think it could be fun to speculate what might be added to the game. I have to wonder if there's going to be a lot of quality of life stuff, maybe, because I don't know what
They've been doing a lot of quality of life when they got the Nintendo Switch update.
Yeah. Well, and you've had things like the last update added the added 8 players, the mastery system, a new festival, merchants, all like they added a bunch of stuff like that. So like maybe we get another new festival.
This is just me, but I really think what's going to be coming up is going to be how do I put? I think it's going to either be another expansion like he did for 1.4 or 1.5 with the Ginger Island.
Right.
I think that would be a great way to go about it, because let's be honest, people love that update.
Oh yeah, the Ginger Island update I think single-handedly brought a lot of people back to Stardew.
Yeah.
I wasn't really in the Stardew player base at that point, so it I think it already existed in the game the first time I played it. So
Yes.
what 1.6 was the first update that I was a player when it came out.
I will say though, there are quite a few really, 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 really good ideas. Like, I know that there'll probably be a whole new creative, like, hey, like character customization and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I think that could be a big thing. Like, if he added more in there, I know he added a ton with 1.6 that we don't actually see a lot of, just because we're, you know, we don't play it enough and don't get far enough into the game.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's the thing that I run into. There's a lot of the stuff that to me just feels so tedious to do. Like, let me run out and level up fishing again today, which is spending all day hitting a button. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind the Stardew fishing minigame, but playing it for like 30 minutes in a row gets kind of tiring. You know, and I know you don't have to play the game like that. You can switch it up. Yeah, all right, I get it. But um a lot of the stuff on Ginger Island, unlocking or getting to Ginger Island and being on Ginger Island was fun, but actually unlocking it is a bit of a pain.
It takes so much time,
It
but it's
takes a lot
also
of time.
supposed to be a late game
A
thing.
late game thing. And you and me were reaching it right at the beginning of year 2.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind doing uh another Stardew stream. Probably after the update releases, but
Yeah.
um what do you think about like character overhaul? Like adding more events for the characters and more, cuz that was another thing I did like being able to have different interactions with all the characters, you know, having their little scenes and everything. But there were especially with the characters that you could marry. I feel like you run out of things to be like cuz you know, I whenever we were playing it, I would always pop out hello my wife and you know, do that, but that's really all you can do. Other than that, it's just like, "Oh, hey, I made you this for breakfast," or "Oh, hey, I found this in the mines," like depending on what spouse you
Yeah,
have.
I think that would be a I think it's a good idea, be honest with you. There's a lot of things he could do with it. Like he could also add more marriageable people.
Yeah. Yeah, screw it.
If he did another area, he could easily do like, hey, like if he did a Zuzu City, I think it is. Um, and like, hey, yeah, Zuzu City is now a place you can go and visit and do stuff. Plenty of things you could add there.
Yeah, there would be a lot of interesting I don't know what's added in Stardew Expanded because I've never messed with it.
It makes the farm bigger. It adds. I was trying to install it, so it adds a lot.
Yeah, I'd shy away from adding anything from the expanded mod just because the implications to that, you know, like, oh, you're
Yeah,
stealing from a mod.
I know he likes. I know he even Concerned Ape has played Stardew Valley Expanded because he's talked about it. Like, yeah, it's kind of like what I wanted Stardew Valley to be, and he actually works with the mod creators, and it's like, hey, what can I do not to break your mod?
That's a good developer. That's a great developer right there. That's a fantastic because uh, Mojang has done the exact opposite, where they're just like, "Oh, hey, here's an update that doesn't change anything about the game, but it breaks all of the mods." Who else has done that? Was it Bethesda?
Bethesda,
Yeah,
yes, Bethesda is very known for doing that.
Bethesda has done that with all the like anniversary edition and stuff for Skyrim, which is why if you go to the Skyrim special edition on Steam, it's positively reviewed, but if you go to the anniversary edition, uh it's mostly negative because of breaking mods.
Yeah,
Yep, Skyrim special edition overwhelmingly positive. Skyrim anniversary edition upgrade mixed. Skyrim anniversary edition. Oh, Oh, I guess it is the same. I thought there was one that was just the anniversary edition, but the quote unquote anniversary edition is just buying the special edition and the anniversary edition upgrade at the same time.
Yeah.
Interesting. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the best
You
route
could do
to
a whole
go.
lot with it.
Yeah, you could try and expand to the non-romanceable villagers as well.
I know he did do that with Pierre's wife.
Yeah. Uh, Catherine?
Caroline?
Caroline. Wrong C name. It's close enough.
Yes, close enough.
This is the worst thing. Calling somebody a wrong name. It's like, I started with the same first letter. It's close enough. It's like, hi, welcome to the podcast. I'm Steven. This is Ellis.
Ellis, that's a great. I love that.
That's close enough, right? Oh boy. Yeah, but that's obviously none of the stuff for the update has been released because the update just got announced. And he is
Yeah.
also still working on the Haunted Chocolatier, which I did see something that he mentioned that it was the thing with Stardew is all of the systems are in place. So he just kind of has to work around those systems. Like that work's already done. So he has more fun working on Stardew than working on the Haunted Chocolatier just because he has to develop all those systems and they're the worst part. Like it's the least fun to develop the actual gameplay, the overarching gameplay systems.
Yes. He did a that was one of the big things when it came to um he talked about it when he was doing it was like, yeah, man, the original Stardew Valley, that was it. Why it took him so long is he had to build everything from scratch.
Mm-hmm. And he's no doubt a far better developer than he was at that time.
Yes. Because he's learned from all of his mistakes of, hey, was this too good or too bad or
Right. Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, he's had that time developing this game, working out the issues with it, figuring out what people do and don't like just generally he knows how to do things. Obviously, I can say as
not
somebody
better, but
as well generally better, more efficiently would probably be the best way to
yeah.
put it. But I can tell you as somebody who has been in that sphere, just because you figure out how to solve a problem once doesn't mean you're going to be able to solve that same problem on a different code base. So
Yeah.
and the same solution might not work. So it's like, oh well, I did this last time, but that's just breaking it even more. So now I've got to figure out a completely different way to fix this. It's like working with it's like trying to patch up a ship, but the no, that's not a good analogy. What'd be the best analogy? It's like a virus. Like, oh, well, I used this vaccine last time and it killed this virus, but now it's not killing it this time. Now I got to figure out a new virus to combat the vaccine. And the answer may not be completely different. You may just have to tweak a few things, but it's a lot harder to make the first one than it is to make subsequent ones, because you already know how to make a vaccine at that point. You already know how to code.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I am kind of excited for Haunted Chocolatier because
I am too, but I'm like, it's a very different kind of game, you know?
oh, it's yeah, because it's a like fighting. It's a more combat focused game,
Yeah.
and that's I'll be interested to see. I obviously Stardew Valley has its little bit of combat, but it's not exactly the best combat. Spamming the mouse button and hoping your weapon is strong enough. But yeah, that's a really interesting thing. And speaking on that, Stardew Valley was an incredible game released back in 2016. But moving to games that released this year, I think there's a lot of games that have been released already that are solid contenders for Game of the Year. Um, and I'm wondering what you think. What games you think should be in the running?
Okay, so Silk Song has not even released yet, and we know it's going to be in the running.
Oh, absolutely. So yeah, that's I was going to mention that one because it was like, yeah, it's 2 days till Silk Song's release, yet we're already like, yeah, that's gonna be in the Game of the Year conversation. What's up, Red Reaper? We just talked about Stardew getting another update, and now we're moving on to what games out of what has been released so far, obviously, should be up for Game of the Year. Um,
Uh, Doom: The Dark Ages will probably be in it.
That'll be somewhere in there. I know the Oblivion remake. Dude, it's so weird. The Oblivion remake feels like such old news that only released like 4 months ago.
Yeah. Um, Civilization 7 will be in there. It won't win anything,
It won't
no.
win Game of the Year most likely, but it'll probably win like Strategy Game of the Year or
Yeah.
it'll snag some of those smaller categories. Um, what's that? The Ninja Gaiden 4
Yeah.
one.
Um, Expedition 33 will probably win a few things.
Expedition
Split Fiction will probably win a few things.
Probably, I'd guess Split Fiction wins best multiplayer.
Best co-op, I think it is.
Best co-op, yeah, because multiplayer is like the actual online multiplayer games. I think Expedition 33 is definitely going to be one of the finalists for Game of the Year. There's a couple of games that people talked about right after they came out that were going to be a part of it, like Monster Hunter Rise, but that game is tanked so hard after its initial release that I don't think it's going to be anywhere close.
No. Outer Worlds 2 might. We know Mario Kart World will be.
It'll be somewhere in there. Because I don't think it'll be near Game of the Year.
No.
Because there's been a lot of complaints about that game as well. Not played any of the new Nintendo games because I don't play those games, but
because you don't have a Switch.
Because I don't have a Switch and I don't care to pay for one. But yeah, I've seen a lot of there is somebody I watch who is a hardcore Mario fan, and he's been super critical on Mario Kart World. A lot of people are saying Mario Kart 8 is still the superior Mario Kart.
It probably is. Let's be honest here.
Yeah. Pokemon Legends CA, obviously we don't know what that is all about yet, but it comes out in October, so it's prior to the what is it, late November cutoff? for Game of the
Yeah.
Year. I think it's late November. What's up, Razorbolt? Uh, yeah, I think it's late November that they cut off because the Game Awards typically take place within the first week of December. So it wasn't it on your birthday last year?
It normally does fall on my birthday. Yes.
If Expedition 33 isn't Game of the Year, you'll riot. I think so. Oh yeah, Sonic Racing. I didn't even think about that. Um, Sonic Racing is coming out soon, and that one's getting hyped up real big. I kind of want to play that, but it's like $60, and I don't want to pay that much for that. Elden Ring Night Reign's another one that'll probably get brought up. I have a feeling that might win multiplayer game of the year.
It might go in, yeah, multiplayer, and then you get co-op for you give co-op to Split Fiction. People liked Split Fiction, but there were problems with it.
Yeah, I think overall though people enjoyed the experience. I wish we could have played it.
Yeah.
I know Mafia the Old Country is getting a lot of chatter about it. I don't really know much about that. I know a lot of people are pissed about Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater because it doesn't run that well. It has a lot of performance issues, but that'll probably get brought up somewhere in there. Hades 2 and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, both of those will probably be in there somewhere. Metroid Prime 4. There's going to be a lot of interesting games, and there's still a couple yet to release that will probably be, like we mentioned, Silk Song, but that's only 2 days away, so we don't have to wait that long to figure that out. Borderlands 4 is another one. I'm not going to play it. I'll be 100% honest. I'm not spending $70 on Borderlands 4.
Yeah.
I'm not spending $70 to have a dead series that has turned their games into spyware on my computer. I'm not going to do that. But I hear a lot of people, there's a lot of people at work that I talk to are like excited about Borderlands 4. I'm like, that's good for you, man. I'm glad you're excited about it. I'm not. I'm not playing it. But yeah, I think there's a very solid list. One I've seen get a little bit of love recently that I don't think will be anywhere near the actual Game of the Year title, but could be like Indie Game of the Year is Peak.
Yes, I think Peak will do a fairly good job in that category. Repo might also.
Oh yeah, Repo did release this year, didn't it?
Yeah.
Gosh, yeah, that feels weird because Lethal Company is now pushing 2 years old, which is freaking weird to say. Is Peak Peak? Peak is pretty good. I don't know that it's peak, but I think it's up there for the indie games I've played. It and Repo are both a lot of fun, which by the way, Repo has gotten a new update since we last played it and is getting another one.
It has gotten a few updates that I've seen.
So we should definitely play Repo again.
I agree.
Yeah, what else? You can't really count the Castle Crashers Painter Boss as anything unless there's like a DLC category.
Yeah. That is very true.
I think that did a solid job updating the game and kind of breathing new life into it, but I don't know that it's that notable being real.
Yeah.
I feel like there was one more game that came out this year that was sticking out to me. I don't remember what it was. Oh well. It's probably not
Oh
one I
darn.
played. Oh darn. How old is Castle? Castle.
Soul Crashers?
Castle. Yeah, Castle Crashers is 2008. Ugh. Oh gosh.
God. Me and Tops were talking about Castle Crashers. Like, yeah, that game came out forever ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that game came out almost 2 decades ago. 17 years. Castle Crashers is almost old enough to vote.
Yeah.
Did Content Warning come out this year? Or was that last year?
That was last year.
That was
That
last year.
was very. It came out very close along the lines of.
April 1st, 2024.
It was very. It was one of those like, oh yeah, it's like right in with
Lethal.
yeah.
Oh, that's the one. So, I haven't really heard too much about this game, but Hell is Us. It's currently on the where you can buy the deluxe edition and play it early, but it officially releases for everyone else also on Thursday, same time as Silksong. That
Okay.
I've seen a lot of good things from the people who bought it early, so that's another one.
That that's a good sign. I beat another boss in Darkest Dungeon.
Nice. Um, Yeah, like here's this review. I spent 30 minutes walking around a forest trying to find my way back to the main road by observing my surroundings. I can't believe I was actually looking at the environment and not 10 pulsing HUD elements. There was no yellow paint on the road either. There was no yellow paint anywhere. Did Enna come out this year? See, the thing, Reaper, is I didn't necessarily not like Enna. It was just I didn't think it was a good stream game. Like it was sufficiently weird and, you know, could have been interesting to play out, but it was just like, not on stream. I didn't really feel like it because there was not really I'm not really doing anything for a stream. I'm just kind of walking from conversation to conversation and maybe solving some mild puzzles. Um
Yeah.
So yeah, this will be an interesting race for Game of the Year. I don't think there's necessarily any that I hate, because there's been in previous years, there's been at least one game that I'm like, I hope that doesn't win.
Yeah.
Like,
I
I still to this day will contend that Last of Us 2 did not deserve Game of the Year 2020. I believe it was 2020. Because I think 2019 was
yeah.
Sekiro and 2021 was uh the multiplayer game. The only thing I'm thinking of is just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
We can make
We
it
can make it if we try. Oh,
just
sorry.
the two of us.
Ooh, you and I.
It Takes Two. That's what it's called. Jeez. But yeah, I don't think there's really any that I can think of that might be up for this year that I wouldn't want to win, unless somehow something like Mario Kart World snuck in. Because it would be one of those, like, I don't think that deserves it. Donkey Kong Bonanza is another one we didn't mention that I know a lot of people like. but I don't know that it will necessarily have enough hype to make it into the Game of the Year conversation.
That's what I'm worried about. Is there's a lot of good games that came out this year, but are they going to make it into Game of the Year?
Right. Yeah, exactly. There's definitely going to be a lot of games this year that are going to end up with at least one person screaming that there was a snub. Am I happy for Taylor Swift? I mean, sure, but I'll be honest, I really don't care. That is such a nothing headline for somebody like me who doesn't really care about celebrities, including football players. Like, I've met a couple of football players that have played on the team that I enjoy, and I'm like, oh, hey, that's cool. Can I get your autograph? But I'm not just like drooling over myself like, what is this celebrity doing? I have to know. Who is this celebrity dating? What are they like some people freak out over that stuff, and it's like, all right, cool. I'm happy for them. I hope it actually lasts, because I'll be real, when it first started, I thought it was kind of a publicity stunt, but if they're really...
What's going on with Taylor Swift?
She just married Travis Kelce. Well, they just got engaged. Travis Kelce proposed.
Oh.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's like, oh, neat. And then you move on. Like, I get so sick of, like, celebrity culture and, you know, worshiping celebrities. I'm like, they're just people that are good at acting or playing a sport or singing. Like, I get it. You know, it can be cool to I'm not trying to say I hate celebrities, because I don't want to make it seem like that, but there is definitely
celebrities.
I hate celebrities. I despise them. No. It's just you know what I'm talking about, though. There's the people
Yes,
that there's the people that make what celebrities do their entire life. And it's sometimes so annoying to talk to those people, because it's like you walk into work and, you know, you're talking to somebody. It's like, oh, hey, yeah, you see that game yesterday? Oh my gosh, yeah. You know, Derrick Henry just absolutely threw Josh Norman like a rag doll. That was amazing. Like, so entertaining to watch. The Titans just brought the beat down on the Bills. Oh my gosh, did you see Brad Pitt? And you're like, what, did Brad Pitt die? No, Brad Pitt said he liked McDonald's. And it's like, who cares? Who cares? I don't care. Like, if there's a notable thing, like Bruce Willis having dementia, that's a little bit more notable. And it is one of those things that makes you go, ah, damn. Like, that's unfortunate to hear about.
Known he's had dementia. He just recently moved into
the next stage.
The next stage, and he's moving into a home.
Yeah. Like, that's sad to hear about. And the Taylor Swift marriage thing, like, that would be like, oh, okay, cool. Good for her. If it wasn't just like social media is burning down because Taylor Swift is marrying Travis Kelce. Like, oh my gosh, it's I swear there are some women on Facebook who are more invested in Taylor Swift's wedding than they were their own. Like, I that's where I'm like, okay, this is a little ridiculous. Like, and some of the other things, who was it? There was one celebrity that just basically got hunted down by paparazzi until they found out who he was dating, because he was trying to keep her out of the limelight. That's another, like, I could rant on the paparazzi too. I hate the paparazzi. I don't know how that's legal. But yeah.
Paparazzi When they're like, "Oh, you're a public figure, so we should be allowed to." It's like,
No.
what? That's that.
Okay, there's
I
a
also love
major
it when
difference.
celebrities basically tell them off, like, just go away, man.
Yeah.
Nobody likes
I
you. Right?
like
They're like, you can't say that to us.
who is it? Nick Jonas and his girlfriend or his wife or whoever. I don't know what their relationship is, but they always try and sabotage the paparazzi's pictures. So like there's the one where
I
the paparazzi took a picture of them at lunch and they had like 8 waters, 2 cokes, 4 cocktails and like just a ridiculous number of drinks on the table and they're staring directly at the paparazzi like eyes wide, sat up straight. It's a hilarious photo. I I love I can enjoy when celebrities decide to turn around and screw with the paparazzi like that cuz as much as I'm like, nah, celebrities, I despise paparazzi cuz you should not be able to taking a picture of somebody is one thing cuz like yeah, if I'm at work and like freaking Baker Mayfield walked into my job, I'd be like, "Hey, yo, Baker, can I get a picture real quick?" Like I'm even then. Maybe I wouldn't do that. I might just be like, "Yo, Baker, let's go Bucks," something like that. Keep it subtle, because I don't like to.
It's like you shake the guy's hand, you go, "Hey, good luck this year," and then you move on with your life.
Right? Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be the guy that's like, can I get a picture? Can I get an autograph? Like I don't want to be that person to them because I know too many people are.
Yeah.
And but like there was a former Bucks player, I won't name who, that used to come through my line when I was a cashier at a previous job. And I think it wasn't until the third time he came through my line that I was like, which I at this point had already met him at the Bucks draft party. And it was like 5 days later and I have a picture with him from the draft party because that's a different situation. Like
Yeah.
you're a Bucks player at a Bucks event. You're gonna have fans coming up to you, taking pictures, whatever. But it wasn't until the third time he came through after that, and I was like, "Hey, let's go Bucks," and like fist bumped him after he checked out. He was like, "Yeah," but it's like the number of times that he came through there that he was with his wife and kid. Like, I'm not gonna
Make a comment.
he's off the clock right now. Like, I'm not gonna.
The
be
funniest
like,
one I have ever had the chance of witnessing was the former coach for the Lightning.
Oh, I don't know the name of our coach before John Cooper.
Well, okay. So, the former coach of the Lightning, I met at a Publix. He was walking out, I was walking in, and it was me and my dad was like, "Hey, you're the coach of the Lightning." And he goes, "I am." My dad's like, "Good luck this season." And we just carried on going. And the guy goes, "Yeah, thanks." Turns out he lived like less than like 5 miles away from us.
That's funny. I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think the Lightning radio announcer comes into my store. It's one of those things where it's the radio announcer, so you catch a clip of him on social media here and there, but you don't really. I'm like not super familiar with what he looks like. But
It's his voice, and it's like, wait, what?
it's his voice. Yeah, if I heard him talk, I would 100% be like, "Oh, hey." But like because I've seen videos of him like from when we won the Stanley Cup and I've seen the video of him making the radio call cuz he is recorded while he's calling the games. It's just obviously you don't see that when you're playing it off of radio. This is hockey. This is the NHL that we're talking about. but I like just because of those few things. There's a guy who comes into the store that I work at who looks so close, and I'm just like, I don't want to say anything because if I'm wrong, it's gonna be such an embarrassing situation. But I also kind of want to be like, are you the announcer of the Lightning? Because if so, you're freaking awesome, and I love listening to the games. Yeah, I'd love listening to you call the games. Like, I don't know. That's one of those. But I think that's
There's other things like because of one of the jobs I had, I interacted with like high-end celebrities.
right.
And it's like, oh yeah, like you meet people that you wouldn't think you would normally meet, and it's like, oh, hey there, so and so. And they're just like, hey yo, what's up? And they treat you like you're just
right.
another guy they meet.
Yeah, because
Especially when I was doing culinary a lot more adamantly than I am currently. One of the big ones is like meeting somebody like Snoop Dogg, and you're like,
wait, you met Snoop Dogg?
yeah.
You never told me this. What?
Yeah, yeah, I met Snoop Dogg while doing private culinary.
You met Snoop Dogg?
Yeah.
What? How have I never heard this before?
It was when I was hanging out with the one guy who neither of us like, you know?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Because he was that guy worked in like audio recording for like rap music.
Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
And they had and Snoop Dogg came in to record like a line for it because they got him to come in for some reason. I don't know how they did. They did. And I was there making food, and Snoop Dogg's like, hey fam, you wanna get me something? I was like, of course I will. That's Snoop Dogg. I'm not gonna say no.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
And I just made him lunch. Well, I made him like a snack between recordings, and that's the only interaction I had with him.
That's the most. There's a Weird Al song that I call back to all the time with stuff like that. It's called "Lame Claim to Fame," and the whole song is him just talking about like he was in the same elevator as Christian Slater. He used the same napkin dispenser at a Taco Bell as Steve Carell. You know, like just doing all ridiculous, and I've got a lame claim to fame. So you've got a lame claim to fame. You made food for Snoop Dogg.
My dad has photos with Morgan Freeman.
Okay, your dad's got a cooler lame claim to fame.
Actually, of them hugging at a comedy event.
I have the coolest one I got is I went to Comic-Con dressed as Daryl from The Walking Dead and met Norman Reedus, and he told me I looked badass. And then when we did the photo op, he took the stuffed possum that I had because of it was dinner. It was the joke from the show because he just shoots a possum when they all think it's a walker. And he holds it up. It's got the crossbow bolt stuck through the side of it. So I have a picture with him where he took it from me and held it out straight in front of him for the picture. And I was just like, sick. So
it's just like one of those things that it's like Uh, it's like when you meet certain people and you're like, oh, that's interesting. Like, Snoop Dogg was by far probably the most famous person I've met, and he was just like chill, like not a care in the world.
Right. I think I don't know. It's hard to say because this is the thing. Fame is so hard to quantify because, like,
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of people who are NFL fans know the NFL players I've met, but like, they're not necessarily famous right now, nor are they outside of the sphere of the NFL. There's So here's a name that you might know. Also, when I was working at that place, a guy named Wade Boggs came through my line.
Do not know that one.
You don't. Okay, I'm surprised because you're well, you used to be a baseball guy. Um, Wade Boggs is a Hall of Fame baseball player. And he wore a giant ass ring on his finger. And I was not too fond of him because he carried a very much like, how do you not know who I am kind of attitude. He was kind of a douche. And I was just like, I don't remember the exact interaction, but I remember it being like, I looked at his ring and I couldn't tell that it was like what kind of ring it was because I don't think it was a championship ring, but it was a big ring. I'm like, I think I even made a comment. I was like, that's a big ring. And he's like, yeah. Don't you know who I am? I was like, no.
Nope.
He's like, I'm Wade Boggs. And I'm like, okay.
Oh,
Hi, I'm Spencer. Nice to meet you. Like, hey, he was like, what? You don't know who I am? And I'm like, no, I'm sorry. He's like, you don't watch baseball? I'm like, no, I don't. And he's like, whatever. And he like kind of stormed away after that. I was like, all right, see you later. I guess that guy
bye-bye
played
now.
baseball, and my dad picked me up from work. I was like, I had this guy come through my line, and he was kind of an ass. And my dad was like, "Oh yeah," I was like, "Yeah." He said he was some baseball player. I've never heard his name though. Wade Boggs. And my dad was like, "I'm sorry, Wade Boggs." Like, yeah, you know him? He's like, yeah. He was a well-known baseball player through the 80s and 90s. He's a Hall of Fame baseball player. I'm like, oh. That's probably why he got pissed when I didn't recognize him.
But it's like, yeah, I doubt anybody, like, it's like, I doubt anybody would remember who I am other than, like,
Oh, no.
a couple people maybe, because I know they have recognized me on more than one occasion.
Yeah, like if you interact with somebody more than once, yes. I can see that there's a particular artist that would go to conventions around here that one of my friends I would go to conventions with interacted with numerous times, to the point that him and the artist were like just like actually friends. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, you interact with somebody multiple times, or you have an incredibly notable interaction with them.
Yes.
I don't think he's employed by them anymore, so I can probably tell this story.
Oh, I love that.
I think I should be in the clear to tell this story. I'm not posting any pictures of it, but because that was his specific request. Charles, is it? I think it's Marinette, the voice of Mario.
Oh,
The voice of Mario, Luigi, Wario, Waluigi. I think because I don't think it's Martinet. I don't think you like enunciate it. But he was at a Comic-Con down here, and after visiting said artist's booth that my friend was a fan of, and buying a piece that I can only describe is Magic Mike Waluigi. It's Waluigi's head on this freaking jacked body, like rippling muscles, like one arm at the waistband, other arm on the, like with the elbow up above, hand on the back of the head, like wearing the suspenders. It is such a funny photo. We got Charles Marinette to sign it. His reaction was priceless. Because he's just like, he takes a second to look at it. He's like bewildered and he starts laughing. And he's like, okay, I'll sign this on one condition. And we're like, go ahead, go on. He's like, I will sign this if you promise not to post it online. Because Nintendo would probably get very mad at me for this. And we were like, done. I'm pretty sure my friend still has that. Oh my gosh. And I have like a postcard version of it somewhere. Because he was like, my friend got the full-sized art one. And he was like, here's the postcard just for you. I'm like, oh, great, thanks. I'm sure this will be really easy to explain to my family. We ended up to this because you bringing up Taylor Swift and us talking about celebrities and our most notable moments with celebrities.
or like, he might be the former mayor of Tampa, but the mayor of Tampa actually knew who I was. Which was a really weird thing.
Not really a celebrity, but I see where you're coming from.
Like, the mayor of an entire city knowing who I am because I was at an event. And then I bumped into him somewhere else, and he was like, no joke, okay, can I zoom out, please? He was like, oh, you're the guy. I'm playing a game at the same time,
yeah,
so that's
I'm
why.
aware. That's what you do every week on the podcast.
Sometimes. But he recognized me outside of, he was just like, oh, you're the guy from this. And I was like, yes, I am. And he's like, oh, yeah, great to meet you. Your name was this, right? I was like, yes. How do you remember who I am?
Yeah, that's
Can't really forget somebody that looks like you. And it's like, ow.
Thanks. But yeah, so anyway, Call of Duty. We got way off on a side tangent there. That was entertaining though. I sincerely apologize to Charles Marinette, if or Martinet, however you say it. If I was not yet outside of
say that.
the the NDA. He's not employed by Nintendo anymore. He stopped doing the voices in 2023. So, and it's not like exactly this is getting broadcast to the world. Let's be real.
I mean, technically it is.
On a technicality, yes, but let's be a total of maybe like 15 people are going to see this. So, not a big deal. Not a big deal. And I'm not posting the picture, so you don't know if I'm lying.
Oh, got you there.
Plausible deniability.
Do 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 do.
Oh boy. But yes, so it was just announced, I think, today, that a Call of Duty movie is going to be coming. It is Paramount and Activision working together to make a Call of Duty movie. We don't know what the setting is going to be, but okay, we don't know if it's going to take place for the World at War era, the Modern Warfare era. If I had to guess, it's going to be the Modern Warfare era because that's probably the most popular Call of Duty. And I'm not talking about the new Modern Warfare era that's just like, hey, what if we named the games the same thing but a second time? So you have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2005 or 2006, whenever it came out, and you have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2021. That is the dumbest freaking trend in gaming, by the way. Like, hey, let's just name this new game something that we've already named a game in the series prior. But not like nope, let's just reuse the same name again. It's a trend that is happening in a lot of games, and it's stupid, but that's a little side tangent. But we also don't know if they're just going to adapt the story of a Call of Duty game. So, to me, I'm trying to think, how can they make this movie Call of Duty without just being generic war movie?
Yeah.
Because, let's be fair, Call of Duty at this point is kind of just generic war game.
That is very true.
So, yeah, you mentioned zombies, Red Reaper. They could do Nazi zombies, although part of me hesitates to think that they would do Nazi zombies just because even though in the context of Call of Duty that makes sense, the wider public might be like, Nazis, that's bad. Nazis are bad. And it's like, yeah, that's the point. They are bad. That's why they're the zombies. Killing them, but regardless, if I had to guess, okay, I'll rephrase that, because if I had to guess, they're probably going to go with the Modern Warfare kind of era, because those are the most notable Call of Duty games.
Yeah.
But if I were to be in this position, I would probably decide to go with like Black Ops 1, because that's such a screwy, mind screw kind of story to it. It's, I think that would be the most interesting one they could pick. Unless they decide to make their own unique story, which then I don't know how you make a unique story and make it feel like Call of Duty.
Yeah. That's...
Because do you try to emulate an old Call of Duty? Because, I'll be real, I don't trust Activision to do that.
Yeah. Don't really trust Activision, to be fair.
Yeah. I don't trust them with video games, let alone movies. Let's see. Multiplayer. Since it's only just being announced as a deal, a million miles away from having a script or appointing a director, it's possible everyone will be long over that angle by the time anything is released. Yeah, so that's the other thing too. The deal has just been announced today, so we're probably not getting the movie until I'd say 2028 at the earliest. And that's the absolute earliest. Realistically, we're looking probably more 2029, 2030. So, again, just like the Stardew thing, this is all just speculation. But Paramount CEO David Ellison said in a press release that the deal is a dream come true. He added, "From the first Allied campaigns in the original Call of Duty through Modern Warfare and Black Ops, I spent countless hours playing this franchise that I absolutely love. We're approaching this film with the same disciplined, uncompromising commitment to excellence. ... which means he said a bunch of other stuff that they decided to cut out. Ensuring it meets the exceptionally high standards this franchise and its fans deserve. I can promise that we are resolute in our mission to deliver a cinematic experience that honors the legacy of this one-in-a-million brand, thrilling longtime fans of Call of Duty while captivating a whole new generation." That was a very odd legacy of this one-in-a-million with the hyphens between those words, and then brand and a hyphen between brand and thrilling, like they're supposed to be a phrase. Brand thrilling. It's an odd way to write this article. Kotaku. No clues about the specific approach the creative team would be taking to adapting the franchise. Yeah, because of course they just are announcing the deal today. They probably don't even have an idea of who they want as director. They don't have actors. They don't have script writers. They're at step zero in the process. Of course they don't have anything. All of this is going to just be like corporate nonsense. Uncompromising commitment to excellence. That's that corporate speak BS that I hate. A fantastic partner who we will work with to take that visceral, breathtaking action to the big screen in a defining cinematic moment. Just roll your eyes. I have nothing to say to you of importance right now, so I'm just going to throw in a bunch of fluff and hope it means something to you.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just like the Elden Ring one they've been talking about, although I don't know that that one's official. But once again, it's one of those that I'm just like, what do you do?
Yeah.
Okay, it is officially in development. Alex Garland. I feel like we were talking about this. Actual production is expected to begin sometime next year. But I feel that's the thing. There's so many video games. So this is something that I think is going to be interesting over the next few years. Video game movies are finally hitting that point where they're actually good on a more consistent basis. Because, you know, for a long time, it was like, oh, well, yeah, Mortal Kombat kind of looked impressive. Oh, well, there was that one movie that didn't suck. You know, that's the way most video game movies were for the longest time. Because it was like, oh, Doom 2006 had that one FPS scene in it. That was pretty cool. The Street Fighter movie had Raul Julia's M. Bison. The rest of the movie's a forgettable mess. I can't say it's a forgettable mess. It's hilarious to watch that movie. It's terrible. It's so bad. I'm pretty sure everybody else in that movie had put in their worst acting performance in their career. But it is worth it to watch for the funny, and Raul Julia putting up one of the most intimidating villains from any movie of that era. But yeah, for the most part, it was like, oh, there's one part that was really cool, like Goro in the Mortal Kombat movie being probably the pinnacle of CGI and practical effects coming together.
Yeah.
Because it started to move more in the direction of just doing CGI for everything after that. Um, but in recent years, you've started to get some, like, the Sonic movie trilogy at this point that people have enjoyed. The Mario movie, a lot of people really liked. There was Borderlands. I'm just kidding. Borderlands sucks
Anyway.
too. But I think the issue that they're going to start to run into is, okay, what's the plot of Sonic? He tries to rescue animals from Robotnik. Has he had a little bit more intricate plots than that in more recent games? Sure. But the general concept is always it's Sonic versus Robotnik. Robotnik has some sort of evil scheme Sonic's going to try to foil. What's the plot with Mario? Mario is going up against Bowser. You can do whatever the heck else you want with the movie, but Mario goes up against Bowser. Okay, easy. Simple plot. Mortal Kombat. It's guys fighting. Just make a bunch of cool fight scenes. That's pretty much all you have to do. But when you're getting into a lot of these other games, like
I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not like the newer Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh.
I thought it sucked.
Nobody did. Nobody liked that movie. I didn't watch the whole movie. I've only seen a couple scenes from it, but I've heard it's bad. Another one that I heard is bad that I've never seen is the Assassin's Creed movie from 2016. But the thing is with some of these movies, like Assassin's Creed, like Elden Ring, like a lot of the more recent Call of Duties, these are games that have had intricate enough stories in their own right that I don't know how you tell a story on the big screen with them. Like, do you just copy paste what the game did? Because I don't think that's interesting. Like Borderlands tried to do a unique thing,
their own thing,
and it didn't work at all. It was terrible. But it also was not in the spirit of the original Borderlands. It brought in random characters that didn't appear until later in the series. Like, so you either risk monkeying with things enough that it's not, doesn't feel like the game anymore, or just rehashing what happened in the game.
Yeah.
Because, you look at, like, The Last of Us. You can't make a movie out of The Last of Us. That game is already half movie.
You can't do a movie out of God of War because the game is a movie.
I mean, yeah, like, the old God of War, yeah, sure. The new God of War does have a lot more story to it, and a lot more cutscenes and everything. Like, video games are a prevailing genre for a reason. There are certain stories that have been told in video games that cannot be told in TV or movie form, or book form, or comic, or, whatever other form you want to think of. Being interactive with it is the only way to tell the story.
Yeah. That's why I think the Fallout TV show did fairly well. Because Fallout is an interactive game, but it didn't go overboard.
And it didn't. Now I have to state this. I am so skeptical of this next season. Because in the first one, there was a couple of things that it did that it was, messing with the canon of the games, that there were a couple of things I was like, I don't really like that. Like the city that it's a freaking over a year old at this point. So if you haven't watched season 1 of Fallout, spoilers. The city that Lucy stumbles upon that's been blown up, that is from Fallout 1 and 2. It's Shady Sands. It was the founding place for the NCR, the New California Republic. That is an incredibly important place in lore, and I didn't quite like that they had decided to destroy it. Um, but all in all, it's just one of those like, I don't quite like that, but it didn't really affect it too bad. They are in serious danger of negatively affecting the New Vegas storyline, and that's going to piss off a lot of people. A lot of people. So I'm skeptical for it. I'm gonna watch it, but I am skeptical. Oh shoot, how do I watch it on my PlayStation anymore?
What's it on?
Amazon. I probably log on to Amazon on my computer.
Oh, you
Just
can.
like I like watching things on the TV, but without a DVD player or a like paying for cable, or like I could get a Fire Stick or something like that, but I don't really want to pay for that either. But anyways, um, there's because there's other like okay, the whole point of the Dark Souls franchise, the From Software franchises, I'll say, just because some people, Elden Ring's not Dark Souls. Uh, the whole point of the From Software franchises is overcoming these incredibly difficult bosses when the odds are stacked against you. You'll walk into the arena, in not just bosses areas as well, but overcoming this difficult game. You get beaten to a pulp the first time you go through all of these things, and you reach a boss. You walk into the arena, you get the smackdown laid on you. You walk into the arena again, it happens again. But eventually it starts to be like, okay, no, wait, I'm figuring out the pattern. Okay, yeah. He swings his sword overhead. I have to dodge out of the way to the sword, either left or right. And there's a couple of combos he can make out of it, but you can tell what he's doing by the speed, the sword swing. Like, you start to figure it out. And you're like, okay, no, I'm figuring, like, I'm getting this combo down, I'm learning the timings, I'm learning all of that, until eventually you prevail and you beat the boss. You're like, awesome. And you do it all over again with the next boss. It's about getting better. There's not a way you can, magically get the boss out of your way. There's not a button that lets you skip the boss so you can see the cutscene. Death Stranding 2. You have to beat it on your own merit. Now, there is the capability of just being like, let me summon somebody in who can kill the boss for me, but then you're just destroying the enjoyment of the game for you. How on earth do you translate that kind of thing into a movie? Like,
I don't think you can.
I don't know how. I'll be 100% real. I'm probably gonna go watch it when it releases. But I don't even have, at least with Call of Duty, we have reference points that we can jump to. Oh, they could tell the Modern Warfare story. Oh, they could tell the Black Ops story. They could go really weird and decide to do some Advanced Warfare or something like that. Or go really old and do like the World War II games. They've got a wide variety of options. We've at least got some ideas of what they could do. Or they could do something completely different and, surprise us. But for an Elden Ring movie, I don't know. do the stuff from prior to the shattering of the Elden Ring?
Yeah.
Like, just add to the lore with that kind of stuff? I don't freaking know. Because if we go, I think we did that exact same thing when they announced the Elden Ring movie. I was just about to go through and say, if we go through all the bosses you're required to kill for an Elden Ring playthrough, how could they fit that many bosses in a movie? Because it's something like 12 bosses, I think. Because you have to kill 2 of the shard bearers to get into Lindell. Two of the shard bearers and the dragon rider. Why am I not dragon rider? That's not the right one. Draconic tree sentinel. That's it. Then you have to kill Morgott. Then you have to kill the fire giant. Then you have to kill Malekith, Godfrey, Radagon, and the Elden Beast. So it's 8. I guess that's not unreasonable, but you're also skipping a lot of other notable bosses. So I don't know. I don't freaking know. I have no reference point with which to jump off into even a theory. But, it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, those movies aren't anywhere near releasing, but I mean, yeah, I guess it really is just all speculation until
All speculation.
it's all about the he said, she said bull. Quit.
Hey.
Hands up or hands down. Okay. Probably should not with the Limp Biscuit and such.
Limp Biscuit?
Yeah. That's what I was just doing. Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit. It's all about he said, she said, bull. What's the... It's just one of those days when you don't want to wake up. Everything sucks. Oh, yeah, no. Everybody sucks. Anyways, so do you have your quote?
Yeah. I knew it was coming. I was just...
you had absolutely no reaction to my Limp Bizkit. Have you never listened to Limp Bizkit?
I have. I just... Once again, you're talking to a man who... What's the best way to phrase this? I don't get,
Erections.
I do get those, so don't worry. All you not so lucky ladies out there.
Oh, you don't get women.
No, I do not get pop culture references.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you don't get Swifty.
I don't understand what you...
Oh, boy. Anyways.
I'm still hunting for a quote.
Alright. It's a dangerous business, Frodo, going out your door. You step onto the road, and if you don't keep your feet, there's no knowing where you might be swept off to. J.R.R. Tolkien, Lord of the Rings. Obviously, it wasn't Tolkien that said that in the book. I don't know
Yeah,
who said it.
Gandalf.
It's
But
Gandalf. Okay, but the site that I'm quoting it off of attributed it to Tolkien, which I guess isn't wrong, but
the one perfectly divine thing, the one glimpse of God's paradise given on earth, is to fight a losing battle and not lose it. J.K. Chesterton.
okay, not bad. But all right, thank you everybody so much for watching another edition of the podcast.
Wait, what episode are we on?
91.
9 away. So we're doing that one in person, right?
I believe so.
Um, yeah, that was our plan.
We had talked about it, but yeah, so tomorrow night I'm doing Dark Souls 3. We'll finish that playthrough of Dark Souls 3. And Thursday, even though it won't be as long a stream as I wish it could be, I will be playing Hollow Knight Silksong.
Dun, 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 dun. So no group stream this week.
Yeah, well, cause yesterday and today were my days off. I'm not off again until next Tuesday.
Oh, how did that happen?
Cause yesterday was a holiday, so the store was closed.
Oh, that's right. Yesterday was a holiday.
Instead of giving me Thursday off so I could, break up my streak of days, they just decided to give me 2 days off in a row, and I have to work 6 straight. So, I won't lie, part of the reason I wanted Thursday off was because of the fact that Silksong is coming out on that day, but 'tis what it is. But anyway, thank you everybody so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. I will see you tomorrow. Tally ho. Oh, have a great rest of your night. Tally ho.
Tally ho?
I think we do tally ho now. Think so? Is there anything else we missed?
Yeah. I don't know. Where are we?
I don't know. That's a great question. What's the answer to life, the universe, and everything?
Huh.
Tally ho.
Tally ho.